I've found out that I can get more money for my animals if I keep feeding them grass, get the calves to an older age, and then sell that beef directly to consumers. Now, there are government barriers to that, as you can imagine. And the big players in the beef industry don't want any of those barriers removed. So the USDA rules require you to employ a USDA inspector in your facility full-time if you want to have the USDA certification. And there's a butcher house 3 miles from here, 3 miles from my house, that does a fantastic job on these animals. And as long as I sell you a share of this animal before I take it to that butcher shop, it's all legal and you can have the meat after it's butchered. But I can't sell you less than a quarter of the animal. And it's healthy, and the U.S. government has no problem with that. But if I try to sell you a steak, and we don't pretend at least that you own this animal before I butcher it, I go to jail. And the big guys like that, because you can imagine how hard it is if I come up to you and say, would you like to buy some of my beef? And you say, yes, I'm having a cookout this weekend. And I say, great, the smallest order is 300 pounds. But you can go to the supermarket and buy one steak because that has the imprimatur of the USDA, because that facility employed a USDA person and kept them at their facility when they were butchering. So the net result of that regulation is, instead of going 3 miles from my house, I have to go 150 miles from my house to a facility that has a USDA inspector, which raises the price and the effort. And then I've got to come 150 miles back with frozen beef without letting it thaw, and then distribute frozen beef to consumers.